Just heard from George Strait. You know, a lot of people, Mark, don't know he was in the Army before he started singing. Learned that at the party.
I know 4 people that didn't know.
Yep.
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill. Next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat. It's where it's at.
526. That was a party, folks. That was a great party. I know some people are probably tired of hearing us saying it, but it is the best party of the year. I know one particular couple that will always tell you that it's the best party they've ever been to. Yeah. Our winners, great people, very deserving. Something else that we like about the party, it's a chance for you to get to talk to people that you've known for a long time, and even if it's just a minute or two, getting caught up, and that little face-to-face time, that's nice.
Yeah, those are our people.
Yeah.
Those are our people, and they listen every day, but you never get to see them.
Right.
And that's the time of year that you get to see them. And boy, old Brian and Diane, they won the trip. And after talking them into the end of the party, he had a real tumultuous year, setback after setback, and had to overcome so much in 2024, and saw light at the end of the tunnel, got things turned around, starting to get back to the top, and then win this and get a week away to relax and to be thankful and stuff with his wife. And I mean, folks, you couldn't have picked a more deserving and better winner.
I agree.
Isn't it funny how that works out?
Yeah.
And we don't know who's going to win.
No.
And you have those ping pong balls in there, and you don't know. And the comments you get from some of the last ones that
Paul got called a bad name.
Oh my gosh, it was funny though. Oh, it was great.
Well, the thing is, like we were talking about,
Dang it!
the little gray-haired gal, number 5, folks.
What a cutie!
If you would have snuck up behind her at any point and said "boo," she'd have jumped right through the ceiling.
Yeah,
She was so nervous.
and she got so close.
Yeah. Yep.
I was kind of pulling for her actually, and I think she was 5th or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, she made it to the top 5, and with that, and the music and the tension, and even the people that are there that aren't in, you can feel it at the end. You can start feeling it because it's a great trip. But had some really fun times there, and great people, and hardworking people, and it's just
well, you know, I spend a lot of time with the Blue Cat. I eat there a lot, and that staff hustles, and man, they killed it Saturday night.
they did a great job.
Yep.
Taco bar was good, and we'll have to talk to Carol, and she was working the taco bar there, and I told her, you're not going to get any tips, but yeah, they did a good job for us. We had a couple snafus with sound, things like that. We need to get that worked out on our end, and if there is another one, let's just go on this one and enjoy it first.
Yeah, for a minute.
Yeah. A lot of people that were there last night are going. Or have gone, or have been to the party numerous times and have never had their name drawn.
No, I know. I was telling Paul, it's on Facebook. Nikki McFerrin, been to the party 20 years in a row, finally got a number this year.
Great person, giving, kind. I mean, helps us with events. I mean, you just... And Cynthia, I don't know how she gets in. That girl...
Just lucky as
She
could
gets
be.
her name drawn every year and gets a lanyard.
Deanna got in, and she's the one that reminds us how many days?
How many days, Wilson?
77.
She's on it.
But I think you go 2 days before me, don't you?
Yeah, because I had the flight snafu and I had to move everything. I'm leaving.
Folks, poor Paul's got to stay at Ocumall 2 days more than everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, I'm paying. But one flight was canceled. One flight, folks, was canceled out of everyone's flights, and they were able to move everybody into the plane that's bringing the second group back. They could find a spot for everybody on that plane, and the algorithm picked one person.
Yeah, because you're an M. If you were a W, I could see it.
Yeah, one person, Wilson. That's all right. I'll go with the punches. You know, one of the things about the party, folks, that, by the way, if the election were held at that venue that night, it would be, you would know the election results within 3 minutes of voting, which was interesting. I talked to a lot of people about stuff, and that chicken ass Tester won't come on your show, and why not? You got the biggest show in the area. He should come. I said, I know he won't come in. And but yeah, that it would have been over at that point at that place. The one thing I told Mark that I would like to figure out how to do, and maybe somebody else could figure this out, is that we only have so much room.
Right.
And we can only qualify so many people. And we just assume every year when we do our trip party that about maybe 50% will come. And I told Mark this morning on my way home, if we had a way somehow like an RSVP kind of thing or something online that people could, it would enable us to qualify more people in order to get a few more people there. Now, granted, it is packed, it's crowded, but it's fun. But I mean, you know, out of the 600 that qualified, if we have 300 people that came, that means 300 people did not use their invitation.
Right.
That means that they quite possibly may have taken up the spot of somebody else who would have gone if they could have qualified, but did not. You know, to give people who are 100% all in to win it if they could get there.
Right.
And but then Mark again came. Mark, that's why there's two of us. Mark came up and he said, "Look, we are out for 10 weeks, and we go to different places, and all you got to do is stop by and fill out a card.
We're out at lunchtime. We're out at dinner time.
Yeah, it may not be convenient, but at least maybe one of those,
Right.
You know, they could make. So that's true. So that's a point, but." I had somebody Saturday, I was out doing some burning, and I got a text message that said there were people standing in line for the door, and I'm still out of my farm clothes burning and stuff with fire. And I thought, you know what, Paul? You better get your ass back to the house and get ready and get down there. If there's already, you know, you're still out here working and there's people down there already waiting.
Yeah, I adjusted my time too. It's like I got a couple of messages from people at 5 that were there, and it's like, well, I guess I better get rolling here.
But it is a fun party. I enjoy doing it because those people, you know, the people that show up there, they give us their time every day. Every day they give us their time.
Right.
So it's the least we can do is to try to make it enjoyable and fun for the 2 hours or 2.5 hours that we're there. And in return. Now, a lot of you piss me off when we do our games. We put all this work into them, and after the first question, everybody is out.
I told Paul for my music trivia game, I bet I had 30 questions, and we gave one question: which branch of the service was George Strait in? I gave four choices, and one gal picked one that was not even one of the choices.
I know. Wasn't even one. Oh man. When I did the Flakes trivia thing, one question and we had our winner already, and it was an easy question. It was about what seat don't you want to sit in next to Mark if you win the trip, and only one person got it right. And I'm looking at I got a sheet of questions from 37 years of the Flake Show.
Right.
I said, we're doing another one. I didn't write all this down for nothing. We're doing another one. But see, that's the thing, folks. Even though we only give out 50 of the lanyards, 50 people, and you know, we could change that. We could have 60 lanyards.
Could.
If we wanted to. I mean, we'll look at it. But we still give about 100 people a chance to get on there.
Yeah.
Which is good. And that's why, and last week, that's when I came up with that peanut poker game. Because I was having a bag of those peanuts at the house, and it pissed me off. There were only 5 of them in there, and I thought that'd be a great thing. We could do peanut poker, and because I don't know how many of those bags were in a bag, but there was like 16 of them in there. And so at the very end, we called another 10 people and played peanut poker. The best hand out of the peanuts by color won. And but see, that gave another 10 to 15 people a shot at winning it where otherwise we wouldn't have. So it just went well. It was a great party. We had a little sound problem, but that was about it. The service was great. The people at the Roadside Event Center hustled their ass off. They did a good job. Our volunteers did good work, and Michael and Caden and Karen and everybody there that helped, and they did a good job. So the people were great, well-behaved, well-mannered. You would expect that from a Flakes group.
Oh, yeah.
Thankful, tipping. It was just flawless. Gives you some faith in humanity.
Well, and like I had
like
said
that.
to Paul this morning, both the Flake Strip Party and Flakesgiving, where you're dealing with me and Paul. So if there's a question or an issue, you can go to the top right away.
That's right.
You'll get yes or no,
Yeah.
whatever it requires, but you get it right away.
And guess what happens if you don't like it? That's right. And people have come to know that.
Yeah.
When you ask them, all Flakes to sit, they all know the answer, don't they, Wilson?
Yes, they do.
They all know. They all know. It's great. Good people, though. Love those people there. And I know every damn one of them that was there is going to vote.
Oh, yeah.
Or have voted already. They're worried about their country like the rest of us, folks. We're all hoping this isn't the last one in more ways than one. Mm-hmm. Even if Mark and I decide to continue our career, we had a lot of questions about that. Even if we do, with new leadership in America, you don't know about the future. You don't know if we're all going to have to say, okay, you know what? We better knuckle down here a little bit because some of these new policies and these people that are in, you know who they're coming after? They're coming after everybody that was at that party.
That's a good point.
Business owners, self-employed people. That's who they're coming after, and it's scary.
Well, we know how NBC is voting.
Oh, yeah.
Because they put Kamala on Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And it's a rule going back to 1934 that you must give equal time to political candidates. Mm-hmm. We offer it here. John Tester never takes advantage of it.
None of them take advantage of it.
No, but they put Kamala on, and everybody was in a tizzy about it, but you're 2 days in front of the election. What you going to do?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, there's no time. No time. And Donald Trump has TV experience over Kamala. Everybody there knew about the damn truth. Mm-hmm. They knew about that. They also know that 5:30 News doesn't start at 5:30 anymore. Very funny, Mr. Wilson. I gave Mr. Wilson a gesture at the party that probably wasn't suitable, but I didn't care.
It's a busy month at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and the Roadside Event Center. November 17th, sports fans, join us for the Cat and Grizz Sweet Sundries Cookie Class. Have a blast creating unique holiday treats. November 23rd, it's Glow Bingo with DJ Dave Austin. A fun-filled night with lots of lights and the chance to win big. Cooler temps call for the Cat's warm bread bowls with homemade soup. Don't miss prime rib Saturdays and sushi and sliders on Sunday nights. The Blue Cat Bar and Grill in Huntley, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
But people were worried. All the people at our party, they're worried. They're worried about their families, their country. It's funny. It's a constant theme that you could pick up on there. And people are worried, and they should be. They should be. Smart people, they're already preparing, making moves. I saw this today. Got to get my glasses here. Warren Buffett, who has Berkshire Hathaway, has been selling his stock for cash. I mean, he's going through this guy's got a lot of money. He's been selling all of his shares in all of these companies. And he's a Democrat. And why would he do that? I'm thinking, why would a man like that do that? Well, I think for a couple reasons. Number one, if this election doesn't go the way that people in our area believe it should, or if Kamala Harris and the Democrats take complete control of Congress, the House, the Senate, she gets the White House, the war on successful people and business in America is going to start on January 20th.
Yes, it is.
They are going to need so much money in order to have complete socialistic control of America. They're going to go after businesses.
Affordable housing comes from you and me.
Yeah, you can't give people $25,000 a piece to go buy a house. And what do you think that's going to do to the price of homes, folks? Just a dimwit. But anyway, Warren Buffett has all these billions of of dollars invested in all of these businesses. And if she hits them with a 28 to 35% tax, they're going to tank.
Yeah.
They're going to go broke. They won't make it. Nobody has that big of a margin built in. They pass all their taxes on to consumers anyway.
Right.
I think Warren Buffett knows that. So Warren Buffett is selling all of his stock. He's now sitting on $325 billion of cash.
Wow.
Just cash. He's unloaded Apple. He's unloaded Bank of America. He's unloading all of these stocks that he has for cash. Saturday, he sold off 100 million Apple shares after Apple stock went up because they sold a lot of iPhones. Apple was his single biggest investment, by the way. But why? Why would somebody like that be selling all of these businesses, all of their stock? Why would he be selling all of it for cash? That's an interesting question. He knows why. His people know why. He's worth about $92 billion.
Good Lord.
He owns an assortment of businesses. He owns a lot of Geico Insurance, Burlington Northern, Santa Fe Railroad, several major utility companies. He owns retail manufacturing. He owns brands like Dairy Queen. But all of a sudden now, he's liquidating and he's selling and he's stockpiling cash. Cash. I'm a big fan of cash myself, but they know something. And see, a guy like that, if Kamala and the Democrats win, he's leveraging himself and he's already preparing for the hits that all of these businesses are going to take. Mm-hmm. And if Trump wins, he will take that cash and he will immediately reinvest it in those businesses because their businesses will grow because Trump is going to cut their overhead. He's going to cut their taxes, which frees them up, which makes the company more money, which makes the people more money that work for them.
Right.
We saw it last time. We had unprecedented wage growth during his 4 years. But that kind of stuff like that, that's scary. That's scary stuff. And it's stuff that everybody at that party was worried about. They're worried about what's coming if they get in and they get power. Folks, they're not pro-America.
No.
They're pro-power. They're pro-control is what they're pro. And people are tightening their belts that are in the know. Look at last week, just the reports that came in from Ford, Volkswagen. Look at the reports that came in from Walgreens, closing all those stores. The restaurants. You want another one? Wendy's. Wendy's is closing 140 restaurants.
Wow.
The company said the closures will be offset by new restaurant openings. They plan to open between 250 and 300 new restaurants this year. The restaurants that are closing are ones that are underperforming compared to all the others around the country. Many of them are outdated, but that's how you do it. Mm-hmm. That's how they do it. You know, you don't keep throwing money into a dry hole, as they say. Right. Anybody that's ever drilled a well, we get down 300 feet and we haven't had crap yet. You tell the guy, stop digging. Let's go to a different spot.
I got $20 says the Heights Wendy's is going to be okay.
Heights Wendy's will be okay. Yeah, that one will be okay. But there's other hell, who knows? There could be a Wendy's in Helena that's.
Well, the way towns grow, you grow away. If you're familiar with the West Side Pizza Hut in Great Falls, was in front of a shopping mall. Well, the shopping mall went out of business and was bought by the refinery up there, and they have boarded up a Pizza Hut. And you don't see that very often, but things change.
Yeah. Now the one in Lewistown does great. Mm-hmm. So, but that's what smart businesses do. So they're actually going to add restaurants, but they're going to close the other 40 that are kind of dead weight, kind of a burden. You know, we all have employees like that. You know, look, I've been carrying you for too long. You're not pulling your weight.
Right.
So what do? You get rid of them.
Right.
And you get another one who's more productive. It's just sound business principle. But it's going, if the election goes, and it's the election.
Yeah.
And we may not like it, and we are all going to be depressed as hell, and I will lead the depression on Wednesday morning if things don't go well. I mean, I am going to be miserable, down in the dumps, awful, but it is the election.
Right.
That's our system. And you just, you have to prepare and be ready and do what we can and hope and hang on by a thread what we all believe America should be like and what they all believe America should be like. And they're naive. They have no clue. Government. So massive, so big.
And growing.
So powerful now. It was not developed to even initiated to be this way. The people were the power of America. Always were. It was the people. Government was just minuscule, was just there. It was more of an organizer than anything. Government was supposed to do a couple things. Protect its people, not make their life harder. And look how it's changed. And you have a group right now that wants a larger, more expansive, bigger, broader government in charge and regulating everything in your life, all of business, everything. And that is not what government is, or is it supposed to be?
Right.
It's a busy month at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and the Roadside Event Center. November 17th, sports fans, join us for the Cat and Grizz Sweet Sundries Cookie Class. Have a blast creating unique holiday treats. November 23rd, it's Glow Bingo with DJ Dave Austin. A fun-filled night with lots of lights and the chance to win big. Cooler temps call for the Cat's warm bread bowls with homemade soup. Don't miss prime rib Saturdays and sushi and sliders on Sunday nights. The Blue Cat Bar and Grill in Huntley, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
All of the power of this nation from America and this great power was supposed to all come through the people. People, you and me. We were supposed to have it all. We were supposed to regulate what government does. We were supposed to want to decide what government did. They've changed it. Now government is in charge of everything from the deer you shoot
Yes.
to the car you drive to the light bulb you use.
Even if you didn't shoot something, you stop that damn pickup at the check station or else you get a ticket.
Mark, it is crazy
I know.
what regulation and government have done to the wonderful American people, and it was never designed to do it. And nobody talks about that at their campaign speeches. And they should. The Harris and the Democrats and Tester and all the rest of them talking about us doing more. The government doing more. More programs, more regulation, more money, more distribution of wealth, more taxes, more infringements upon your rights, more regulation, more control. Listen to what they talk about. Folks, who in the hell wants to live like that? I can tell you what, at our party Saturday night, those people were free-spirited, and they could do whatever they wanted to do at that party. All we did was put a couple rules in place there, but still enabled them to enjoy what they came for.
Right. And our rules didn't cost them anything.
No. Look what government does, folks. I don't know how anybody in agriculture could support them. I've talked about it in the past. I don't know how anybody in the medical field, whether you are a nurse doing God's work, a doctor, anyone in the medical field could want these people to win. You know how much paperwork and bureaucracy and form filling out and everything else you need to do to go to a doctor? Qualifying for this is what we'll do. Your doctor's not telling, when you go in what can be done. The government is telling the doctor what to do to you. Here's a big one for you. You're not working on me. And folks, how can you be in the medical industry and want government to increase regulation, increase their involvement, be in charge of all the payments, all of your medical decisions? This from the party that says everybody ought to be able to make their own decision. Told you what vaccines to shoot into your children, keeping medical information away from you when your children want their dingling cut off. How could anybody in the medical industry at all want more government and more involvement in your industry. Would you please explain that to me? I have no idea. None. And that's what you're going to get. Whatever we have now, if that side wins, and they could, this is America, people could put them in. I pray to God that they don't. But if they do, you're going to get government times 5 over the next 4 years. They'll make decisions on your homes, your housing, your loan. Folks, everything. Look, just a few years of decisions with their electrical vehicle mandates have almost broke the greatest companies in the world. General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen. Look what they're doing. Boeing's offered their employees a 38% pay increase. 38%, folks. Can you imagine in your life that? And yet their liberal Democrat-run unions are turning it down, holding them hostage. You're going to get this times 5. Are you that dumb and naive to see what's coming? You guys pushing your shopping carts around downtown, they're going to have new regulations on you guys, too. You're going to have to register and get a plate for those shopping carts now. You watch. They'll even go after you.
Well, it's like going back to what you said at the beginning. They're going to need to find money any way they can get it.
Anyway, government can't run without your dollars.
Right.
And you keep voting them in. That's what you're voting for, folks. You're voting for them to take more of your dollars. Look at your check. Look at your property taxes. I went over them last week. Look at all of that. You're going to get that. Remember the banana analogy? I could use the yam analogy because I brought yams to the party.
No more frozen yams, by the way.
No more of them. But it's already been shoved up there so far. Imagine what the pain will be if it's shoved up there further. And the next 5 years are going to bring it. Are you dumb? Are you naive? Are you blinded and not able to see it? I'm just telling you the damn truth because that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be painful for hardworking people in this country. It's going to be painful for you. They can't pay for all that stuff. Folks, we're $35 trillion in debt. We have almost $300 trillion of unfunded liability coming down the road. No system can absorb that.
That never gets talked about either.
No. Have you heard Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, any of them talking about when we get there, we are going to balance the budget? I haven't heard any of them talk about that. Get rid of baseline budgeting. Those are automatic increases every year. Wouldn't it be great if all of us had an automatic increase every year? They got to get rid of that stuff. Government is going to grow exponentially over the next 4 or 5 years if that party wins. John Tester is part of it. You can't put him in. You can't put him in. You people in, the medical industry, the agricultural industry, the energy industry, mining, manufacturing, all these places like that, their new environmental policies alone are going to destroy you.
Yeah.
They will destroy you. They've tried to imprison their opposition. So all you garbage people out there, get your ballots and get them in early. The news reports from around the country, we're approaching 50% of all the votes already in early voting. And after the Democrats and the Biden and Harris administrations screw up after the hurricanes, North Carolina has already received 4.2 million votes into their system already. Now, let me tell you something. Why is this big? Because the Harris-Biden administration made such a you-know-what mess down there from FEMA and their response. It pissed people off. And here's the numbers. In 2020, they had a record 3.63 million people vote during the early voting period. As of last Friday, they already had 4.2 million ballots in, with still a bunch of them out. They're beating that by over 1 million votes, probably by today, that are in from last year. And why? Because those people saw government in action.
Yeah.
And it let them down. Folks, get ready for major disappointment from government and all these promises they're making to you. Get ready for major disappointment because it can't happen. They can't do all that. There is no money. That's a lot. That bodes well for former President Trump. And notice how many visits that Kamala Harris has been making to North Carolina. And that's a swing state. The answer is 0 because of their screw up of the Hurricanes. They're done in North Carolina. Those people are going to throw them out. So they know they're done there. They're not going to win North Carolina. Turnout in the western counties of North Carolina that were the most affected by Hurricane Helene, 60% of all of their ballots have already been returned.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. They are going to make sure you people get the message. You let us down. Folks, government will always let you down. Individuals in America, our ingenuity, it always champions government. It's always better. Anything that an individual, a private business, or anything like that can do, it's always better than government. Always. A bank, far better analysis of markets, housing lenders, things like far better than government. Government makes awful choices. Look at the real estate debacle that they got us in years ago. We had to bail all that out because the government got into that. Folks, wake up. These promises are just promises. There's no weight behind it whatsoever. And lobbyist cash from all around America has been pouring into John Tester's campaign. Not cash from people, everyday people. Lobbyists that want that influence there that he will give them so much of when he gets there. Your media, corrupt. They're all corrupt too. Your local media is just as bad, folks. They're all in it together. They're all in it together. And have your local TV stations and your local newspaper, have they talked about all the lying that Kamala Harris's vice president Tim Walz did while he was in the U.S. military? God, this guy, you think he's General Patton when you listen to him lying about the guns that he used and fighting the war, and they all know it was all a lie. Have they covered that? No, they won't cover that. Not one bit. Not one bit. So tomorrow's a big day. Polls up at Metro Park open at 7 a.m. tomorrow. They close at 8 p.m. We saw John Osselin in here last week, and he said Yellowstone County, they got a bunch of polling places open around here, some out on the West End, and like at some of the schools and stuff. So whatever would be more convenient for you. Why? And you'll probably hear a lot of stuff today again. They'll be pushing it hard today and tomorrow.
They're going to turn it up today and tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to come to work Wednesday and not hear ads.
It's going to be good. Yeah, peace and quiet again. But then all the challenges will start, all the finger pointing, all the crooks, all the this, all the that. It'll all start the next day because we have so many different systems in so many different states all the way around. But that's why the party's so refreshing. Good people, hardworking, same train of thought, love their country, love their families, want to enjoy the spoils of their labor, and we see it every year. And during trivia question, almost everybody got the answer to fill in the blank. Fair, accurate, and the damn truth. They all got that part. But the one lady that guessed one of the military branches that you didn't even offer. I thought, well, that wasn't a choice.
But still a good time.
It was.
Okay, we'll get rolling here. First news coming up, 6:12.
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Events Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.